Game 1 press conference featuring the Dukes of James Madison. We're joined by student athletes Oddici Alexander and Kate Gordon. Questions for our student athletes. We'll start with Ryan Aber.
Yeah, Oddici, what was the key to your success today and being able to slow down this Oklahoma lineup?
I'd say just focusing on every pitch, knowing where I wanted to put that pitch, and just keeping them kind of off balance.
And then what was it like there in the eighth, after Kate's home run, to go back out there and go through that inning to finish it off?
I mean, I was excited. I knew I couldn't let down because they were still at the best part of their lineup. So, I mean, just spinning the ball and focusing on each and every pitch, and got the 3 outs.
Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
PGA Eck.
I have 2 questions. First one is for Kate. Just that feeling to hit that home run to put the team ahead, and obviously you being from the Shenandoah Valley, local player, and playing for JMU at the Women's College World Series, to lead the Dukes to a win tonight. What was that, feeling like?
Yeah, that feeling was awesome with Oddici battling, and Sarah Jubis came up clutch and got us the lead in the beginning and set the momentum with that at bat. And then having the opportunity to come back up in the 8th inning and have that at bat and be able to put an extra run on the board for the game, that was super special.
And then I have a question for Oddici as well. To go out there in that setting today against a team that's pretty much playing a home game, best offense in the country. Just kind of what was working well for you today, and how it seemed like you felt pretty comfortable out there in the circle.
I mean, it is a different atmosphere. I was just trying to embrace the moment, enjoy every moment, because, this is our first time here, and I wouldn't rather be here with anybody else other than my teammates, and I couldn't be more proud of the fight and the grit and the heart and the passion that they had out there. So,
Dave Thomas.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
You guys have talked this year about it just being another game. Every game you played through the CA tournament was just another game. Obviously, this is the biggest stage you could play on. At what point did today settle in and be just another game? And Oddici, we'll start with you.
honestly, I was just there to compete, up against whoever. I was just ready to compete. I think each and every one of these girls were ready to just compete, no matter who we were playing.
Okay.
And I think with the mindset of just another game, we haven't looked past anybody. We prepared, we had fun in our pregame. We're enjoying it. We're soaking in the fans, soaking in this atmosphere and this experience. And I think we came into the game knowing this is another game. This team put their pants on the same way we did, and we just have to go out there and show them who JMU softball is.
Wayne Epps.
Hi, Wayne Epps with the Richmond Times Dispatch. For Kate, kind of walk us through that at bat for the go-ahead home run. Battling that at bat, and what you see on that pitch that you knocked out.
So my teammates are telling me the whole time, "I have your back. We have your back, Kate. We have your back." Coach LaPorte said, "Kate, just play your game. Calm down. Stop thinking. This is a mental game, and once you get in your mind, it's very hard to get out and to just keep swinging." So that at bat, I knew I just had to get on base for the team. Jobs has had a great postseason. Everyone else behind us has as well. So they were going to do their jobs and get me around. So that was my mindset. Going up there, being super disciplined, and just waiting for my pitch. That at bat.
James Hale. Let's go to Barry Trammell.
Yeah, Kate and Oddici both. When you hit that ball in the 8th inning, Kate, did you know it was out? And what were your emotions and feelings when you saw it in the air? And Oddici on the bench, what did you think when that ball went up in the air?
Okay.
Honestly, I don't ever think any of them are out. I just run hard, but I was like, go ball, go ball, go ball. Don't. They're great outfielders, and I know that they like to rob home runs. So I just keep going for this team, and even coming around the bases and seeing Coach LaPorte, the excitement, and then the dugout and my teammates right there, that was just awesome.
Odyssey?
Honestly, that bat, I knew it was coming. I took a deep breath myself and said I wouldn't want anybody else up in that box but Kate. I was praying. And when she hit it out, I knew it was out. And I said, thank you, Jesus. I almost cried a little bit, but I just couldn't be more proud of Kate. That was a great job.
Andrea, last one to Andrea for our student athletes.
Yeah, this one's for Oddici. You mentioned earlier you wanted to keep Oklahoma off base in terms of the pitches you were throwing to them. What was the key to that, considering how explosive this offense has been all season?
I think just mixing up my pitches, not really throwing the ball in the same spot, each time, and just making sure it moves, because they are great hitters, and I was just trying to focus on each pitch to, not make them, hit it over the fence. And one got a hold of one, but, it's all right.
All right. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Odyssey.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Now we'll bring in head coach Loren LaPorte. Coach, we will begin with James Hale.
Coach, great job tonight. You have a pitcher that's throwing 70. You know that she's as good as it comes, even though the nation doesn't know about her. So talk about your offense, knowing that you've got a great pitcher in the circle. What does that do for your offense, facing a pretty good pitcher in Shannon Sale herself?
Yeah, our offense going into this game was the mindset of we have to score runs. We knew Oklahoma's kind of offense, so it was very important for our hitters to know they had to put runs on the board, just even if CC was mowing them down, we were still going to have to do it. And it proved, we went up 3 and then they came back 3. But CC did such a great job. Our defense stepped up big for us. Kate made a dive and play there. Just super proud of the whole team. Full team effort right there.
Andrea?
Yeah, Coach, Andrea Adelson, ESPN.com. With the way Oddici was pitching, considering the explosiveness of this offense that she was facing, how was she able to do it in terms of just keeping them off balance with what she was throwing at them?
The key for CC is, was hitting her spots and hitting the corners of the plate, not leaving a full ball on the white of the plate. That was very important. It was very important that her ball moved. She spun it. And that change up, that she developed this spring and really bought into and really had a lot of confidence in. She used it a ton today, and it was able to set up a lot of pitches later in the count.
Ryan Neighbor?
And then staying with Oddici there, what did you think about the way that she bounced back after that homer in the third, where it looks like, maybe OU's ready to break out again, as they've done so many times this year, and how quickly she was able to do that and get, re-locked in?
When you play a regional and a super regional as hard as we did, Oddici and the whole team had pressure a lot in regionals and super regionals. They're in the championship game in regionals, Liberty went ahead and they hit home runs. And then, Missouri obviously was a battle. So I think it's one of those things. It's all about being able to handle the hard. We talk about handling the hard a lot and being able to handle the pressure and not let one swing determine the ball game. Oddici knows this team can have her back and put runs back on the board. So I think everybody's just on the same path at this point.
Appreciate it, Coach. Congratulations.
Jack?
Yeah, Coach. Yeah, I got 2 questions for you. The first one is just this win overall and what this means for this program. We've talked, obviously, over the last couple of weeks about this program breaking through. This is obviously the ultimate breakthrough. What can you just say what this means for this program?
I think these players, they're playing for each other, but they're playing for a lot more. They're playing, we're playing for all the smaller schools out there that work just as hard. We're playing for all of the young children, all of JMU Nation, everybody that has just kind of supported us from the get-go and even in the last 3 weeks. So, it's pretty special when a team goes out on that field and is playing for every single person that has supported us.
And one other question about Kate's home run. just describe that whole moment right there and what that was like in the dugout. And obviously she'd been struggling a little bit throughout the postseason, to finally see her break out, and her being, you know, the local girl from the Shenandoah Valley, grew up close to JMU, just kind of what that moment means.
Yeah, like I knew Kate was going to break out. I didn't think it was going to be a home run. I'll tell you that. I thought she was going to get a base hit in the 5-6 hole. You know, we had a good conversation before that inning. I just kind of took her to the side, and I'm like, just love this. You know, like take a deep breath. Like don't put so much pressure on yourself, because sometimes with hitters that, you know, have been big time hitters for us all year, they tend to put a little bit more pressure than needs to be. And I think the nice thing is, in the back of her mind, she knew that Jubbs was going to be able to get it done if she could get on base. Luckily, she barreled it up. It was a high fly ball. I didn't know it was getting out, but she barreled it up in the right spot and got the distance.
David de Guzman.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. You're the first unseeded team to win the College World Series opener since 2008. I think it was easy to label this game as kind of a David versus Goliath, but your team made sure not to buy into that. How are you able to kind of change the narrative, and what does this mean for the team now going into tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we just told him in the locker room, like, yes, we just did one of the most historic things that has ever happened in JMU history, in history in the game itself. But we go back to the hotel room and we watch this game and we prepare. It's on to the next. And, you know, I know a lot of people out there thought, you know, we were going to just get here and be done, but this team wanted to do some damage. And I feel like we played composed. We played JMU softball from the first inning.
Graham Hayes.
Hi, Coach. You mentioned there pulling Kate aside before the eighth inning, having a conference. Had you seen something in her at-bats earlier in the game where you felt like she was starting to put a little bit too much pressure on herself?
Well, it's been going on for, you know, since Super Regionals. And, you know, she's one of those players that wants to give everything for her team. And sometimes it affects her. And I just said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all what you do here. Just have a good at-bat. And Sarah has your back. And I just think that just kind of helped her calm down. And her mentality was seeing a good pitch. You know, we were in a good situation there. I think she went 3-0 and she was in a good hitter's count. And she got to see a lot of pitches. And I think that's important for all of our hitters to take counts deep so we can time balls up and be able to, you know, hit balls on the barrel. And I think she did a great job at taking that count deep and getting her pitch.
Eric Lopez.
Coach, speak to your defense, which has been spectacular, helped you win the Super Regional against a good Missouri defense. And here, you know, you were the better defensive team today and didn't give them any really extra opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that, you know, Cece's very, very talented, but she's going to need the defense. And I think that's important that they know that when the ball's hit to them, they need to expect the ball every single time. And, you know, it kind of, I felt bad for Sarah at shortstop, you know, to lead off Jennings with the, we called it an error. I think they called it a hit, but it kind of took a funky hop on her. And she knew, she was like, man, like getting the first out is huge. And the team knows that. Just like the last inning in the eighth, getting that first out is everything. It kind of sets the tone a little bit. It doesn't allow anybody else to get momentum. But, I mean, the plays that they're making right now is pretty amazing.
Last question for Coach DeBerry Trammell.
Yeah, Loren, this was a historic day for the World Series with the expanded stadium, biggest crowd, not just you played in front of, Oklahoma, everybody else. How did you feel? It seems like an atmosphere like this could either intimidate a team or invigorate a team. How do you feel like your players responded throughout the day to the atmosphere?
They're not intimidated by the atmosphere. Before the game, we told them that today's game is just like any other game. You know, you've grown up playing it. You've worked your butts off for the game. Don't make it bigger than it is, and use all of this for our side. Like, use it as momentum, use it as energy. They love it. They love the atmosphere. And being in Knoxville, being in Missouri, that prepared them for this. And we brought a lot of fans. A lot of JMU Nation is here, and it's big for us.
Well, congratulations, Coach, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.